with the runoff from this pipe, we'll run this. Let's see. We'll get rid of some of this liquid pipe here. You'll see what I mean. Excuse me. So we've got a slush geyser down here. So this slush geyser is going to come in from like this side, I think. Yeah, it's going to come in from here. And then we will do this business. Connect to there. Probably need to deconstruct all this liquid pipe, actually. Oh shit, no, this is the wrong pipe. No, this is the right one, sorry. Get rid of all this. Rebuild out of granite. So our slush geyser is going to cool these first batteries. Ah shit, no, this won't work. Hold on. Because if my slush geyser is dormant, but the problem I've got with this setup is the slush geyser is dormant at times, so it's dormant now, and when it's dormant for like 40 cycles or something stupid. Where is it? Active period 142. It's dormant for fucking 60, 70, 80 cycles? Holy shit. So when it's dormant, I'm going to need to use an aqua tuner. So... I don't know how I can cool these. With this current setup. Get rid of that. So is it better to use liquid as a coolant as opposed to say hydrogen, or does the slush geyser play a role? Liquid coolant is always far better because it's more mass per packet. So liquid, obviously, you can have 10 kilos of mass per packet in a pipe, whereas with gas you can have at most 1. So it's just a case of how much mass you can really deliver. So my plan with this is to use. Yeah, we'll do this. My plan is to use liquid cooling in this case. We could use Weezewarts or something, but I'd much rather use like liquid cooling. Can I install that with a Bissolite? No, that's granite. The only problem with this is if my slush geyser let me think. If my slush geyser is running and this goes through the loop, then nothing will pump from this. If my slush geyser is filling this pipe, okay, this one here, and filling this radiator and going through here, and filling this radiator and coming through here, and then being pumped out here because this is overflowed, this is not going to be sending many packets. This is not going to be sending any packets. It won't be able to bridge into there. So maybe I want to actually change this. and do it like this instead. Fuck me. Doing too much theory crafting. And that'll work fine. And then on this side we need to do a similar sort of thing. But this will just be... It's a bit easier. So... I need this refined metal so I can slap the batteries down. I need a bit more refined metal. What temperature slush guys pop out of the water? I think it's -10. Yeah, -10. Which is pretty nice. I think the guys need some balancing. I'm doing it all wrong. It's very likely I don't grasp how to make use of them properly. Tips. I honestly couldn't tell you really more, but the thing is, the problem with the guys is now there's a lot of variables. So you might have the dream setup, but your geyser output is terrible, or you might have, you know, you could have a map like I've got a map here now where I don't fully. The geysers that I've got are no use to me at the minute. I've got like hydrogen geysers, which I could use for additional power, but the amount that they're outputting is not very good. So like this geyser up here is 89 grams a second of hydrogen. It erupts for 51 seconds every 97 seconds. So I get a little bit of hydrogen from this, but 89 grams a second. Like, it's not very good. This one down here is 116 grams a second. So the two of them combined could run one hydrogen gen. But this one is 185 seconds out of every 429 with a dormancy period. This has actually started erupting. I should be collecting this really, but there's a lot of variables. So you might have the dream setup, but your guys' outputs or dormancy is fucked. So yeah, it's a bit of a weird one. It's hard to really give you any advice because it totally depends on your setup. It depends entirely on what you've got, if that makes sense. So it's a funny one. Are you actually doing it this time? I'm trying, Torello. I'm trying, mate. This world gen is brutal. I know I keep saying it, but it fucking is. Is this starting to get too warm? Nah, you'll be okay. If this goes for too long, these start stifling because of temperature, but at the moment it's because of this prick. It's because of this shine bug. Ugh. Right, the last thing I'll want. Connect that up. Might as well get this queued up now. And last one I'll go there. And then I kind of want to do the same thing with the plumbing. Wait. That's wrong. This is wrong. I've moved this thing like 3 times now. Let's get rid of all of you. Being an idiot. Maybe I should put this in this room. Maybe that makes more sense. Basically, I want to be able to. I want to be able to detour the liquids if it's filled. Sorry, guys, mumbling, trying to figure it out. What am I missing? Wait. You guys all have random outputs, random times, random dormancies and active periods. There's an upper and lower limit to the variables, though. I'm gonna look on you while my family's here. Happy digging. Thank you very much, Morbid. Good to see you, buddy. Take it easy. Okay, so no more look setups in the forums game. And more create your own setup. It's always been a create your own setup. It's just people are lazy. It's always been that game. It's always been a figure it out and build how you want to. It's just most people are like, meh, my build doesn't work. Let's go and figure it out on the forums. Oh look, I've built somebody else's build. And that's what normally happens. That's why you get so many people like getting caught up in shitty builds on the forums that they don't understand why it doesn't work. There's a massive thread on the forums at the minute about the SPOM. And people have forgotten that the reason it was called the SPOM in the first place is because it's a self-powered oxygen module. Alright? So now you've got people saying, I've made a SPOM! And it isn't self-powered or an oxygen module. They don't actually have a fucking clue what they're talking about. And that's what's dangerous sometimes. People can get caught up in an idea and not understand what it's for. And I find that shit happens a lot on the forums. I've kind of stopped using the clay forums lately because there's a new breed of time-wasting danguses on there that I've just got no time for. So I've kind of fucked off the forums altogether. Personally. Right, so... Yeah, I know I'm juggling things around a little bit here, but it's so I can make sure things are right before we seal everything up, ideally. What are we talking about? Someone noticed a significant performance drop with the new update. Not running smoothly for me anymore. Oh, it's been running alright for me. When I put the pump inside the aquatuner room. No reason. No reason at all, just personal preference. I just thought I'd slap it down here because the piping works better for me. The piping works better for me down here. Because I need to pass through this shut-off. Because if this isn't pumping liquid, I want the liquid to come down here and I'm going to have a holding tank. That is the plan. Or maybe it can go to like something else. That is the plan. Oh, thank you very much for the follow, buddy. You'll have to tell me phonetically, how do I say your name? Is it Lol Noep? Lol Noep? Thank you for the follow anyway. Welcome to the stream, buddy. And as Blue said, yeah, I spent... It was 150 cycles exploring. It's only since we've come back today, really, that I've actually started building stuff. It's a long time fucking about looking for what geysers we had. It's why we're behind now. I'd normally be a much different position in the game right now, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Right, I think that should be pretty much our radiator setup running. So, this pipe here signifies where our slush comes in. Okay, we'll come back to that in a second. From the aquatuner and the pump, if there's water here, the pump can pick it up, it can send it through the aquatuner. If the aquatuner turns off, then the water will carry on bypassing and go up and through the radiator. If the aquatuner's on, the water can come through here, jump into that pipe and go through the radiator. Okay, water goes to the radiator, comes through here, cools these batteries as well, and then hits this liquid shut-off. Okay, if this sensor here says that it doesn't want any more liquid through this vent, then this will be disabled and the water can carry on its merry way down here. That is the plan, I think. If not, it will top this up. Okay, so this will basically get a filled radiator and then it will push any excess elsewhere, which is fine. And then this is just the slush guys that we're going to use to top up the system to begin with. The slush guys ultimately we're going to use for other things, I think. I was thinking of using it primarily for this, but because of the dormancy period, we can't really rely on it. So I think we'll just use this. I think that is the plan. That should work. Lol, nope. Sorry, everything was taken. Well, lol, nope. Welcome to the stream, buddy. How are we doing in the base? Not the best, but we've got oxygen. That's the main thing. We are breathing. That is important for this game. Let's get rid of some of this shit whilst we're here. We can dig out all this, actually. Okay. What priorities are we running at? Let's get some of this at a 7 so that I can start seeing the shape of things going a bit better. Still not capped this. I've not capped any of the guys, as normally that's something I'd have done early on, but I've just not bothered. Just not bothered at all. And I think I'm going to put some ventilation here as well. Yeah, I am. Fuck it. Let's put a gas vent at each corner. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. I don't know what gas we're going to pump in here yet, but I'll just try and force out all the CO2 that's in here at some point. And I'll give this a... Tell you what we'll do. We'll make it nice and tidy for when I want to deconstruct everything later. There we go. Beautiful. I think that should work. The only thing I'm not sure of is if I'll need a NOT gate on this sensor. But either way, I can figure that out. I think. And then automation-wise, that's the last thing we need. But I need a bit more metal for that, yeah, I think. I know, we're alright. We're okay. That oil pipe is triggering my OCD. That oil pipe isn't staying. Don't worry about it. The oil pipe is going. It's fine. It's a hang-up from a time past. Retintin, how are you, buddy? Good evening, mate. How the devil goes it? Right, automation from these smart batteries. What are we going to have? Let's see. We're going to have a coal one, natural gas one, probably have a hydrogen one, and I think the hydrogen gens are going to go up here, I think. Maybe up here, I don't know. We'll come up here with this one as well. And then we'll come out this way with these. There we go. Then we can run these smart batteries to different buildings, basically different builds. Yeah, this oil pipe is not meant to be an oil pipe. That's why it's fucked my tank up. The oil pipe is not meant to be there. Fuck it. Oh, that's some pressure damage. I still don't know why that bug is in the game. If you build too many things on the same tile, you get pressure damage. It's very strange. Don't know why it still exists. Doing well. Glad to hear, buddy. Glad to hear. You still need to understand how you do your power. I will get to power. Power is coming. Power is coming. This is sort of so that we can turn on the power. So I'm working on a cooling system at the minute so that I can cool this up and shut it off. It's coming. It'll all come together. This is how I build. This is how I play. If you buy too many things at the same time, you 3, then yes, annoying as shit. I agree. It's been the game a very long time. It used to only exist with mesh tiles. Now it seems to be indiscriminate. Okay. So the reason I need to get this water moved is because it is fucked. This tank is broken. This tank is gebroken because I've got too much oil in here, so we'll crack this open. I might just rip this tank out, truth be told. Get rid of it. Okay. So there's still quite a lot of building to be done here, so I'm gonna have to leave them to it for a bit. What I will do as well is I'll build another one of these manual gen setups over here. And obviously we've got all the transformers that we need to get in as well. I think we built these out of fucking iron. Truth be told, that's not the best, but whatever. We'll keep things consistent, if nothing else. Gonna need a lot more refined iron. Nice. So what's with the airflow tiles containing liquid really puzzling me. These are overpressurized tanks. There's a video on my YouTube log. If you have a look in the tips and tricks playlist on my YouTube, there's a video that shows you what this is basically. It's an overpressurized tank. This one's broken at the minute because I foolishly pumped oil into it by accident. But what it basically is, airflow tiles, or gas flow tiles they used to be called, can't be overpressurized, they can't take pressure damage. So if you pump liquid inside them, you can have an infinite amount of liquid in there. So for example, we've got, at the moment in this little tank, we've got 7,000, 8,000, 9,000, 10,000. It's a fluctuating number because we've overpressurized the room. So there's actually like a lot more water than you think there. It's probably a space like half this screen or something. But we've overpressurized it by pumping it through a liquid vent that had a little bit of oil in front of it. So the vent checks the oil in front of the vent and says, oh, well, there's only 600 kilos of oil, I can keep pumping. So it does. And then the polluted water, because it's lighter than oil, floats to the top. It is an exploit. It is cheaty. It is a bug. It shouldn't be in the game, but it's been in the game for fucking 6 or 7 months or something. It's been in the game a long time. So we use it quite a lot. It's the same principle as the gas overpressurized vents bug. But again, it's on YouTube. If you want to see, I'll show you how to build it and stuff on the YouTube vids. It's like some little tips and tricks videos on there. So yeah. That is what it is. The only problem is, as I say, I fucked my tank by pumping too much oil in by accident when I was not paying attention. There should not be any oil here. I done goofed, basically. So, again, I just need to leave them to build at the minute. There's enough stuff outstanding for them to build. We've not got anybody idle. Is this actually working? Yeah. Oh, here we go. There's one actually starting to happen now. So this is going to be my pure water tank, which is what this guise is going to overpressurize into. Okay. So what this is doing now, we're filling up the first few tiles. So you can see that there's oil in front of the vent. There's 283 kilos of oil, and that oil we're pumping in pure water in this case, and that pure water is going to rise up, trickle over here, and then fall onto this side. And once this is filled, it'll just keep pumping in. So we can basically pump a shitload. To overpressurize oil, put which liquid in front of the vent? Petroleum. I think petroleum does sink